I wasn't going to record right now, but here we are. Dude, I want to make these more dynamic. I mean, I've just been recording in my office this every single time. I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, that's probably good because the quality's good, right? Mic check. Whatever. It's Friday, November 15th, 2020. I almost said 23. That's crazy. 24, 4:46 p.m. I wonder if there's anybody that's going to think that I'm doing these fake and I'm making up the dates and I just bulk record and then I say the date and I lie. I wonder if anybody thinks that I'm doing that. I don't think they're... I'm trying to think. I don't think that I... How would you fake the dates if you record a show every single day consecutively and every single day you say the date and also you can follow the timeline of when things are accomplished and when I think things and blah, blah, blah. I don't know how you could fake that, especially since it's so consistent over a 20-year period. I would have to know exactly how everything's going to play out in 20 years so that I could script it now and say the right things to make it appear a certain way. Somebody out there is thinking that it's fake. How could anybody record a podcast for 20 years straight? How could that be possible? I don't know. What up, guys? So today, I followed my calendar. Just did everything that was on my calendar. And what a success. No, it was not a success. I missed the coaching call at 1 o'clock. Just looked at that. That sucks, man. It sucks, dude, because I realistically, I can only hit one coaching call per... I actually feel so shitty right now that I missed that. Wow. I can only hit up one coaching call every other week because that's the Friday that I have off. All the calls are at 1 o'clock, and I work until 2:30 every day. Every other Friday, I work until 1:30, so I missed the first half hour, and I can go sit in my car for the last half hour. I could do that, so I should do that. Sucks, dude. I just hate missing these things, man. It honestly makes me feel like shit. I hate that. I don't like that at all. But anyway. Fuck, dude. Whatever. So wake up. I'm reading my schedule for the day. Wake up, go to work. At break, write 2 to 3 scripts for the videos that I'm going to make next week because I have a shit ton I'm sitting on right now. I think I have 10 more to post. So sitting on a little bit of a pile. That's cool. And then at lunchtime, write the captions for the videos. So that's done. 1 o'clock, I have a coaching call. 2 o'clock, post on social media. I did that. And then today's, because yesterday was supposed to be rest day, but I gymmed. So today will be rest day. So no rest, so no gym. And then we have 2 hours of editing the videos on Adobe and then 1 hour of editing the videos on Submagic. And then we have record the show at 7. And here we are. So because I don't have the videos recorded, because I don't need to, because I didn't record them. When's my filming thing? Hold on. Well, hold on. Where's the filming? Oh, was that from yesterday? Did I delete it from yesterday? Yeah, I deleted it from yesterday. That's what I did. Yeah, so filming was yesterday. It's supposed to be if I had the video scripts, and then today. Okay. Anyway, following the schedule I have for the day, and it's been a success. I wrote 4 scripts today at work. I made the captions for them also as well, and that's done. That's exactly what I was supposed to get done today. As far as social media goes, so that's cool. I also was writing the introductory script to the 3rd podcast, Allegiant Excellence. So that's pretty cool. I enjoy doing that. I've been focusing more on what I enjoy doing and what I do not enjoy doing. And the things that I do not really like to do, it's very hard for me to stay focused on those tasks to get them done. But the things that I do want to do, it seems obvious, but the things that I do want to do, it's very easy for me to just zone in and get the thing done. So today at work, I wrote 2 full font size number 11, font size 11, single spaced. I don't know. It's probably not impressive. I don't write for a living. I don't write papers. I'm not in school. I don't even know what's a lot. But I don't know, let's see, 1,000 words. And I think that was in about a half hour. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I got all this done. It's just one big introductory script to the Allegiance Allegiant Excellence podcast, and that got me fired up. And I'm going to commit to publishing that episode, the first ever episode of the Allegiant Excellence podcast tomorrow, which is November 16th. So I have the script, it's almost done, and I'm going to record the show. And then as far as the Allegiant Fit podcast goes, I'm not really sure when I'll get the next podcast up and going, the next episode up and going, but the idea is once a week. I'm not trying to put so much on my plate that's not good, but I do believe that this is something that is related and tied to and will be of great benefit to the business long term. I think it's, I'd love to reach the mass audience and help as many people as I can, but the purpose for the podcast now is to provide another source of content for my audience so that they can get to know me, they can get to like me, and then they can get to trust me, which is the fundamental, I guess, intro to becoming a successful salesman, businessman, whatever. Because the idea is if they come into my page, they see my videos, and they look at this, look at that, like this, comment here, whatever, or maybe they don't, or maybe they see that I have the podcast and they say, I wonder what he's talking about. Let me go check it out. And then I capture their attention for 20 minutes and they listen to a show. Maybe they hate it. Maybe that's the final straw for them. So they peace out and never look at my stuff again. I used to think that was bad, but I think it's a good thing. If I can just weed out the people that don't like me, I think that's good. The more people that I can get to not like me, the more people, I guess by default, as just a numbers game, that will like me. So, and my goal is not to be liked. My goal is to, straight up, my goal is to help people change their lives and also make a shit ton of money. So, would I do this for free? If I had other means of financial, if I had other financial means, if I had different streams of income coming in, and, well, I don't know, because I like the idea of building something and creating something of massive value so that I can help support other people and give other people opportunities. I don't know if I could do it for free, but that's not the point. Anyway, yeah, the idea is that someone comes, looks at my stuff, they look at the podcast, and maybe they listen to it, maybe they resonate with it, maybe that's how they connect with me on a deeper level, and then maybe that's when they decide to join the program and I can help them out. So, yeah. Also, not to mention, I like doing it. It's enjoyable. It's exciting for me to do this. And so I think just from a recipe perspective, I have all the ingredients. I know how to make a podcast. I have everything linked up. I have a system in place. It's not the greatest, but it is a system nonetheless. I have the page on Instagram to support what I'm talking about. I have social proof. I've got a lot of requirements already. I've got a lot of prerequisites already nailed. And that's cool. I'm sitting right here talking in my room. I'm just enjoying this. And the fact that I get to do it with 2 more podcasts, that's cool, man. I like that. And I don't, of course it's hard. If you want to, no, that's not the right word. It's challenging to compose myself and talk a certain way and follow a script and to try to be me while also trying to be professional, while also trying to get my point across, but be entertaining enough that somebody doesn't think I'm being any type of way. So also because that show is edited and the quality is prioritized and the professionalism and all that stuff to a certain extent. I'm not going to be all militant and professional and say only certain words and miss out on others or whatever. I'm going to be me. I'm going to keep it authentic. But if I say something out of pocket, for example, it's probably in my best interest to keep that on the down low for now. So if I made some kind of outrageous claim, or if I said something, I say stupid shit on this podcast all the time. So if the idea is to keep it all nice over there, then I just have to be more mindful of what I say and the things I say and the pauses and the uhs and the ums and the likes, because I hate that shit, dude. I'd like to think I'm doing better with it, but then I'll catch myself saying like every other word. And I'm so aware of when everybody else says it, so much so that it actually gets me very annoyed. And I don't know what else to say about that. It's just, maybe learn to talk better. And I'm part of the problem because I mean, go listen to all my fucking shows. I've had one show in all 393 of these that I didn't say like or in the whole show. Only one. I've made it once. One time in 393 days. It's hard. And it's interesting because if you look at, so this is definitely a modern day thing, because if you go watch old videos or old documentaries or whatever of old people talk, older, I mean, if they're 60 now, then 40 years ago they were 20, so that's what I mean. Older people talking about whatever. There's no like. There's no like. There is uhs and ums. But where the fuck did like come from? I don't want this podcast episode to be about that, so we're going to change topics. I'm just trying to be better at that. But anyway, it's cool, man. So I'm trying to be more aware of the things I'm saying, how I'm saying things, the presentation, everything like that. And it's cool because now I, as of tomorrow, which that's the goal, I will have a third podcast, and that's cool. And I think the reason why I'm able to do that, why I feel like this is something that I can commit to and stick with, is because, for example, this podcast that you're listening to right now, there's no rules. I just talk and then I upload it. That's it. I'm just documenting. I'm just talking about my day. I'm talking about what I think, my decisions, what I'm working on, how I'm working on it. That's it. It's very simple to do because I have a cheat sheet every day. What did I do today? All right, we'll talk about that. What do I want to do tomorrow? All right, I'll talk about that. That's it. I don't have to pretend to be a guru or some kind of expert or whatever else, which is honestly kind of I've got some struggles with that mentally, with the whole fitness business idea. I hate saying it's an idea. It's real life. I'm doing it now. But to sit here and not be the most confident person when it comes to my physique, and then to try to say, hey, you got to do this exercise for this many sets and reps, and you got to eat this way and train this way. I feel like I'm qualified and able to talk about a lot of shit. I've got a lot of experience. I've got over a decade of experience doing this shit. But for some reason, I see myself and I think, well, I'm not yoked out on my fucking mind, so I'm probably not going to be people probably won't want to listen to me because I'm not Jeff Seid, or I'm not Alex Eubank, or I'm not Seabohm, or I'm not, and that's me in my own head. There's people in the program that that the mastermind that I'm in, that are much skinnier. They're much actually fatter. They have less experience. They are shitty with technology, you name it, XYZ, ABC, that are killing it. And so if they can do it, I absolutely can as well. And I think that's been one of the biggest struggles in my entire life. I get in my own way. I overthink things. I self-sabotage. Sometimes I think I'm smarter than I actually am, or I think I'm too smart for something. Matter of fact, I'm going to share a quick story. So I used to work at a car dealership. It's called Young Mazda. It's in Utah. And I wasn't mentally in the right space to be selling anything because I just had different views, I guess you could say. And I thought that you had to be this kind of person to do sales. And I thought you had to be slimy and all that shit. And that's just what I thought. And a lot of people do. But, and dude, I had so many great opportunities back then. That sucks that I just bailed out on. But anyway, I was trying to learn the intro script. So if somebody walks in, I go up and I say, hey, how's it going? And I run the whole script. And there were so many questions I had about it because when they walk into the building, you're not near a window. Kind of you are, but by the time they reach me, I'm 300 feet away from a window, Like 200, I think 300 is way too much. 100 feet away from a window. And so in the script, it's like, hey, how's it going? A lovely weather, huh? And I'm like, why would I say that when the nearest window is 5 miles down the road? Why would I be like, oh, look down there, you see the sun out there? Good weather, right? That's not me. I wouldn't say that. And so I think his name is Curtis, if I remember correctly. He's the head honcho over there, or he was. And I'm sure he's a great guy, but it was me and him one-on-one. I requested help. I said, hey, man, I'm struggling. This feels weird. And we were doing some role play, kind of. And he says, okay, I just walked in. How are you going to greet me? And I was like, dude, I would say, hey, how's it going? I'm Bryson. Nice to meet you. What do you look, blah, blah, blah. But I wouldn't say, how's the weather? I think that's so corny. And I'll never forget this for whatever reason. But he didn't snap at me, but he said, you got to stop thinking you're too smart. What did he say? You got to stop acting like you're too smart for this. Something like that. I said, I'll never forget it. Stop thinking you're too smart for this. And when he said that, I had this emotional response internally where I just wanted to fucking bawl. Bawl as in bawl my eyes out. Because it was like, no, I don't think I'm too smart, but this just doesn't make sense. Please help. You know? And I just felt so frustrated, man. But going back to what I was just saying, I think that's a recurring thing in my life. I have such a, I don't want to say desperate, but such a desperate desire, deep burning desire to understand. And if I can't understand, I just want to abolish the whole thing. So that's why I ask so many questions. I want to know why. I fucking hate when I'm looking up something on how to do something, or I ask a question and whatever the answer is do this. Because my first response is, okay, understood. I accept that. However, why not this? And for some reason, man, maybe it's my tone. I don't know. It's always perceived as, you got to take orders. Just listen to what I'm saying. Don't rebel against what I'm saying. Just do as you're told. And I honestly, shout out to my mom. Every time I would try to talk and clarify, it was don't talk back. So shout out to my mom, love you, but maybe that's your fault. And be straight up. And I'm not blaming anybody by saying it's her fault, but being raised in a household where me trying to have fucking conversation is seen as talking back and disrespectful, it's not very conducive to learning how to, I guess, have a conversation, or I guess have my questions answered, because she never said shut up. I love my mom to death, and I'm not talking bad on her. I'll tell her to listen to the show right now. But she would say whatever, and I would say, okay, well, can I explain what the fuck is going on? And it would be, no, you're going to listen. And that happened all the time. And it's funny because I was talking with some family and they said that their dad, which is my grandpa, was the same way. And I'm like, oh, that's where my mom got it. Also, again, not talking shit on my mom. I hope she listens to this because I love her that much. But anyway, how is the show 10 minutes long or 17 minutes long? What have I even talked about, dude? What the hell? I'm way all over the place on this one. So, dude, what's going on? I got to pause and figure out what the fuck's going on. Hold on. Dude, I don't know what's going on. I'm very confused. I don't know how I've been talking for 17 minutes. That's crazy. I don't even know what I want to talk about now. Kind of flustered right now. What the hell is going on? Whatever, man. So, I don't know. Let's just continue talking. So I got the 2 podcasts. Jesus. And the Allegiant Fit podcast, I'm going to try to keep that strictly fitness, all that. And then with the Allegiant Excellence podcast, here's the thing. So I want to tie in all the mental discipline and the business and the personal development. I want to tie that all into personal excellence, or the Allegiant Excellence show, and talk about the things that we can do. I mean, it's the podcasts are for men because that's my ideal client. That's my avatar. So I want to have the talking points of what men in the world can do to better their communities, better their families, lead their friends, lead their families, lead their whatever, lead their teams, and be better as a man, because that's the shit I'm into. I want to tie in the business, and I want to share that I have this podcast, and maybe I'm overthinking it, so maybe I'll have to ask this question. I'm going to ask this question right now, matter of fact. I should have asked this earlier. I overthink somebody listening to this show who's a client who, for example, might hear their sales call, the one that I have with them, and then my reaction after they send me money. I overthink that. So I'm going to ask that, and I'm actually going to ask that right as soon as I get off the thing, because it's going to take me a second. I want to formulate the question so it's nice, but yeah, I don't want to have the Allegiant Excellence podcast talk about this podcast and have the people who listen to the Allegiant Fit podcast listen to this and hear all the the shit that I've got going on as far as all this, because I don't want them to be turned off and think that. I think the biggest thing, now I'm saying it out loud, is it would be so, I think it'd be weird if I had okay, pretend you as a listener, you and I just had a sales call, you just bought into my program, and our recorded phone call was posted on this podcast for everybody to hear. Now, obviously, I would change the voice. I might speed it up, might slow it down, might cut off certain parts. Of course, I'd blur all the sensitive information, all the name. If they give me their ad, like, oh, of course, that's very obvious. I don't even need to say that. But for someone else to hear that, you, Mr. or Mrs. Listener right now, imagine your phone call is on this podcast. And then after you submit payment or whatever, and I get you onboarded and I hang up the call, I'm like, holy fuck, guys, I did it. I made my first sale. I just made $700. This is fucking great, you know? Because I'm trying to think about this realistically. If I were that person and how's it been 21 minutes? That's crazy. If I was that person and I just subscribed to a program and I just paid $1,000 and then I hear that the guy's like, fuck yeah, dude, I did it. Would I be turned off? What I think? And I think it would be cool. I think it'd be, if you're asking me, I think it'd be inspiring. However, I think it would make me question my coach's intentions, maybe? I'm trying to think about this. Honestly, guys, if I'm trying to think about something, I'm probably not going to say anything for 30 seconds because I'm thinking. So what you just heard me say, I don't even know if that's 100% true to my beliefs. If somebody did that, what would I think? I think maybe I would, you know what, yep. Yeah, I'm overthinking this. Well, how I would feel would be, hell yeah, I just helped support this guy with his goals and his dreams, and now he's going to help me support mine with getting fit. Badass. What a good trade. Because if I'm that guy and I get off the phone call and I just paid money to join a program, I'm probably calling a couple friends or my mom or something and saying, hey, I just did this. I'm fucking pumped. This is sweet. So yeah, I think that's how I'd feel. All right. Well, that's cool. So yeah, I think I just answered my own question, but I'm still going to ask it in the group. I'd like some feedback. Also, it's a little bit of a sly way to get people to see the show. So what's up, CLA people? I love you guys. So anyway, also, I don't know if he listens to the show or not. There's this guy that follows my documentation account, the BRQUSE Instagram, and he's been a long-time follower. And I would have to imagine that he listens to the show because he follows this account. I can only imagine. But I'll share political stuff on my story very, very loosely. I just think it's cool. Some of the stuff that I see popping up, I just want to share it. I think it's fucking cool. And we got Robert F. Kennedy. We've got Elon. We've got Vivek. They're doing great things. And I just want to share that. I think it's cool. And I've got this guy, dude. And he responds to almost every single one of my political stories and just is so against everything that I'm saying. And that's fine. Like, we can have different opinions. That's fine. But they've been getting, the responses have been getting longer and longer and longer. And my first thought is, I haven't responded to one of his things about any kind of politics, because I'm not trying to debate politics with a random stranger I've never met ever in my life on the internet, in my Instagram DMs. I'd rather spend my time better than that. Not saying that I spend my time so great and it's so punctual and everything, blah, blah, blah. But to be sitting there spending so much time writing up a long-ass message to send to somebody I've never met who is against, I guess I wouldn't say against, but definitely not for the things that I'm sharing. Also, if you share something, it doesn't mean you agree. It just means you thought it was cool, you like the person's hat, whatever. Matter of fact, here's a perfect example. I shared on my story this thing right here. I'm going to play the full thing, so hopefully nothing happens. But
okay, Boogie, how many genders are there?
2.
2. And you are?
Boy.
Can you be a girl?
No.
Good. Can girls be boys?
No.
Okay. What do you say if someone starts talking about being transgender or gay?
This is not appropriate conversation.
Good. And what do we say? Drugs
Are
are?
losers and communism doesn't work.
Good job.
Drugs are for losers. Communism doesn't work. Boys can be boys. They can't be girls. Girls are girls. They can't be boys. You guys heard it. That's what it is. Fuck, dude. I'm about to lose my podcast. About to get censored. I hate how shit just automatically plays. Fucking annoying. Holy hell. So anyway, this guy responds and he says, great way to bring people together, not divisive at all. And it's so confusing to me because drugs are for losers. Drugs are for whoever. However, don't do drugs. I feel like it's a very universal statement. Just don't do drugs. Be smart. Also, communism doesn't work. You can take that however you want. I'm not trying to get all political here. And boys can be boys. Boys are boys. They can't be girls. I don't know how that's divisive. I think that's just fucking fact. And it will be until the day that we all die. Boys are boys. Girls are girls. So to say that that's divisive, we talk about it, you know? And then we've got another one. And let's see, what did I say? I said RFK Jr. or it's just a post. It said RFK Jr. and I didn't even say anything. I just shared it. It says Trump admin will advise U.S. water systems to remove fluoride from tap water on day one. Do you support this? And the next one is Trump set to ban transgender operations for minors in all 50 U.S. states and vows only to recognize male and female as the two genders. And I got, 20 lines worth of text from this guy. And I've never once replied to any of his shit, dude. And I don't even know the guy. I mean, he's been supportive, seems like a cool guy. I have nothing against him. I couldn't give a fuck. I've never met him. If he unfollowed me now, I wouldn't think twice. It's life. It's how it goes. And for the record, I'm not emotionally connected to followers or people like that. If it's fucking social media, I have shout out to DJ. Him and I have been best friends ever since high school. We have blocked each other on social media. We have unfollowed each other. We have all that shit. And we've never once talked about it, never brought it up. Because who gives a fuck, dude? He's a grown man. I was the best man at his wedding. We didn't follow each other on social media. Who gives a fuck, dude? People take that shit like you're just bonded at birth, dude. You follow me on Instagram doesn't mean shit. Dude, fun fact. Every single person that follows me or that I follow, I mute stories, mute posts, mute live recordings, mute notes, everything. I don't get on social media to consume just friends and family shit. I get on to learn business stuff, nutrition stuff, better myself, mentally, physically, everything. I don't get on to see what the fuck Joe Schmo down the road is doing with his dog. I couldn't give any fucks, dude. None to be found around here. So when people follow me, I'm like, yep, I'm just doing a kind thing, I guess. So I don't give a fuck because so here's why I do that. People freak the fuck out. You don't follow me on Facebook? Does that mean we're not friends anymore? It doesn't mean anything. Guess what? It doesn't mean anything. So there's a little bit of a clarification. So anyway, but I've never once responded to any of his political things that he said back. I'm sharing things because I'm like, oh, that's cool. We'll post it out there. Maybe it's kind of a good way to see who disagrees. And I lost so many followers doing that, but I think it's a good thing. So whatever. This motherfucker, dude, it responds to everything. Only the political things. And I'm sharing this story because it's crazy. Not crazy. It's very odd to me that there are people out there living human beings that see something on the internet that they do not resonate with or they do not like or they can't relate with or whatever. And rather than just continue scrolling and skip the bullshit that they see, they choose to spend time trying to explain their thoughts, beliefs, perspective, whatever, which is never a bad thing. However, this guy is talking to a wall because I don't respond to that. And I've never responded to that. So maybe he thinks that he can get a reaction out of me, which I don't know what the reaction would be. I would just say, oh, it looks like we disagree, dude. Not a big deal. And because these two responses are so long. And I can only help but think that he was doing his thing in his day-to-day, comes across my story, stops everything he's doing to send me these two long messages, hoping for what? Because I'm open-minded. I read all of his things, and I'm not like, oh, what a dumbass. I'm like, I might have to look into that. Maybe it's something I don't know. That's genuinely what I think. And, I mean, based on the previous things that he sent me, I can only anticipate that he is anti it so much, but speculation. But yeah, man, it's weird to me, and this is actually really good for me to have, because for the longest time, I think I'm actually getting over it, which is so cool to say out loud. I'm very proud of myself for this. But for the longest time, I would get so irritated, so angry when people would discredit other people, or they would say stupid shit in the comment section to other people, or they would bash the other person on another video or whatever. I mean, a whole bunch of nonsense. My blood would boil when I would read those comments for so many reasons. But I feel like now, the more that I read things that I just don't align with or I don't agree with, it doesn't make me angry. I'm just like, oh, we just have a disagreement here. I mean, I once thought that too. I get that. I can see how he thinks that whatever so-and-so is jacked because you whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's crazy because a year ago, I remember I got fucking irritated. So I guess there's some growth right there in the last year. How is this podcast 31 minutes long? No idea. And yeah, so I'm definitely, I hate when people say growing out of it, but I'm definitely just, I guess, maturing to know what to spend my energy on, because that shit's so valuable. The energy that you have every day, you just got to be very conservative. Oh, I said a bad word right there to him. You got to be very conservative with how you spend it, because once it's out, and you got to recharge. And, sucks when you are low on energy and you're trying to do stuff. I mean, everybody knows that. So I don't know, man. I think I'm just kind of venting. It's just weird to me, man. Spending so much time trying to send, I don't know. So props to this guy. He's been a long-time supporter, long-time follower. And I have nothing against the guy. It's just so odd to me that people do that. I have never done that to anybody ever in my entire life. If somebody has a certain view, I might be like, dude, what the fuck? Why does he think that the sky is red? It's like, I'm not going to send him a 10-page text message that says, hey man, so the sky is blue and here's my supporting fact. I don't know. That's just weird to me, dude. But that's neither here nor there. Just wanted to share that. I can only imagine that he listens to the show. So if you're listening, dude, nothing against you, bro. It's fucking weird behavior if you ask me. So I've never responded to any of your shit, my dude. Maybe don't send me those. And anyway, so that's that. So anyway, this show is way too long. I have no idea how it's 33 minutes. That's crazy. But anyway, we've got episode 1 of the Allegiant Excellence podcast coming tomorrow. We've got hopefully episode 2 coming tomorrow. I haven't scripted anything yet, so we'll see. And yeah, I'm just trying to stay organized, trying to get my shit together. I need to fill my calendar up with more things because I have a lot of empty space there, and I need to be doing something with the time that I have available, because if I'm not doing anything with my most valuable asset, what the hell am I doing? Imagine you have a bank account, it's full of money, but every second you lose $1. Why wouldn't you try to spend every dollar that you could before it runs out? And if you just sit there and let it pass you by, you're just losing all that money. So I don't know. So that's all I got today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. So yeah, today is Friday, November 15th, 5:20 p.m. That's it. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.